Hey everybody, welcome. It's Timmy here with Chalk Couture on this beautiful Sunday. Even though it's a little rainy out, I know that means all of the flowers and grass are getting a little love, just like hopefully all of our fathers are today on Father's Day. So if you're just hopping on, be sure to say hi. I have a great project in store for you today, and I'm going to give you a little sneak preview of what you're going to see. Let's get rid of this little thing here on the bottom. And what you'll see here is this awesome large transfer with some incredible words. This is called Be Your Best, and it has got some fabulous words here that really, I think, resonate with me, especially today, given that it is Father's Day. So I wanted to do this sign for us today using this great wood surface I found a few weeks ago. So that's what we have on tap for today. So if you're just joining in, please come in. Be sure to say hi. Give me a wave. I would love to know that you're here with us. And if you are just watching me for the first time, let me introduce myself, say hi, and give you a little bit of info about what you're going to see here today. So let me first come over and say hi. I'm Timmy. Welcome. It's great to have you here. Hi Kay. Kay's watching me. She's actually spent the day with us and now is going to visit another special dad in her life. So great to have her here. And again, my name is Timmy. I am an independent designer with Chalk Couture. It is awesome day to chalk, Cindy. I am totally with you. And I love Sunday afternoons because usually there's a Red Sox game on, which means my hubby and son are usually hanging out in the living room doing some bonding time with each other, which is a great thing to do on Father's Day, of course. Watching the Red Sox, which means I can come up here and do a little chalking. So you might notice my background's a little bit different. I'm very excited because in about 2 weeks from today, I think actually, my son, Chris, is coming home for leave, and he will be taking back over his old room. He's grown and moved out, and he's serving us. He's in the military and he's serving our country, which I'm super proud of him about. But I am also super proud that he called his dad today to wish him a happy Father's Day, even while he was out in the field and it was 100 degrees and he was dying and exhausted, but he called. And anyway, he's coming home. And so I had to move around my office space a little so that when he got home, I wouldn't disturb him too much and I could keep doing my chalking stuff. So anyway, hope that you all had a great day celebrating as well. And I think we should jump right in and get going on this project. So I am just going to change our view here a little bit and then give you a little bit of an overview about all of what's going on. So as I said, if you're brand new to watching me, welcome. It's great to have you here. Again, my name is Timmy, and really it's my mission to help you be able to create beautiful DIY home decor. And I have some great products that's going to make that super simple. So whether you are a crafty person or you feel like you don't have a stitch of creativity, you are going to find Chalk Couture to be so fun and easy to work with that I promise you will be able to do it and you'll be addicted quite soon because it's so much fun and so easy to do. Soon you'll be like me, looking for surfaces everywhere that you can create some beautiful decor with. So as I said, we have some great products to show you today. And the one that we're using today, as I said, is this large, what we call size E transfer. So it's big, 18 by 24. And as you can see, it's got lots of words on here. And obviously, we're not going to be able to fit all the words on this surface that we're going to be using today. So I selected a few that I thought would work really well on here. So what I'm going to do is actually cut up this transfer and just cut out the words that I'm going to use for this particular project. Now, if you have a really big size board, 18 by 24, as I said, you can put this whole thing on and it would look gorgeous. But don't be afraid of cutting it up either and using just pieces of it. It's one of the things that I love most about Chalk Couture is that we have the ability to kind of slice and dice and kind of make our own creations. As a matter of fact, we even have specific collections for that. They're called our chalk collections. And what's really fun about those is that you can kind of pick and choose from a coordinated set of transfers and pick and choose the pieces that you like to be able to put together your own creation. So that's kind of cool. So as I said, this is a pretty big size transfer and we're gonna cut it up. When you get it, it comes in a package like this. It's got a little cellophane wrapper. So the first thing we wanna do is open up the cellophane wrapper and take out our transfer. Now, these transfers are silk screen transfers. They're not stencils. They're actually a fabric silk screen, and they are adhesive. So they come on this backer sheet here, this white backer sheet, and that's what keeps this silk screen transfer protected when it's not in use. Why do you need to be protected when it's not in use? Well, because you can use our transfers over and over again, usually about 8 to 10 times. They wash off just with water, and you can reuse this on a whole slew of surfaces. So we're pretty well known for our chalkboard surfaces, and we have some beautiful ones. But what's really awesome is that really you can place these transfers pretty much on any surface that you want. If I wanted to put this whole transfer up on the wall behind me and chalk my wall, I could. If I wanted to put this on furniture, painted wood, fabric even, you could. Now the medium that we use to put the color on the screen is our chalk paste. So this is a paste. This is going to be our black. That's what we're going to use today. But this comes in a variety of different colors. When you open up the chalk paste, you'll see it is indeed a paste. And what we'll do is we'll just give it a good stir when we first open it up, just so that it's nice and smooth. If you open up your chalk paste and it's a little thick, then just add a little bit of water to it and stir it up, and it will be ready to use. What we're going to do is we're going to spread this chalk paste over the surface of the screen, and then we're just going to simply peel back the transfer to reveal the design. That's how easy it is. Super, super simple. So we have these chalk pastes, which we have a million and one colors. We probably have more. We don't have a million and one colors, but we have probably about 29 or so different colors. A few that are what we call on vogue colors, meaning that they will be around seasonal. I think there's 5 of those, but the rest are always in our line. And you can always go and check out any of the products that we have on our website. And I'll put up my website again for you in a little while so that you can see that. Let's see, can I do this? I don't think I can do that. I'll put that back up for you in a little bit so that you have access to my website should you like to take a peek. Now, one thing I would love is if you're totally thinking, hey, this is cool, I want to see more of these kinds of projects that she's doing, please feel free to like my page. We just hit 500 likes, which means this week I will be starting to give away some goodies, because I promised that if we hit 500 likes, or when we hit 500 likes, that I would give away some great products and gifts. So be sure to jump on and like my page if you haven't done it yet. The other thing I would suggest is if you want to be notified when I do these projects, and I do them a couple times a week, just go ahead and hit the notifications button, and that will make sure that you get notified the next time I go live. So one of the words we're going to use is strength. Then I'm also going to use this dream big. I want to use be your best. That's up here. And I think I want to use find your greatness. So I am just going to cut these apart where I want them to go. So sometimes when we have transfers like this that are meant to be cut up, there'll be little white lines. on the transfer sheet so that we'll know exactly where to cut. This one wasn't necessarily intended to be cut up, but that's not going to stop me, nor should it stop you. So I am going to cut out Be Your because I'm going to put that on one line, and then I'm going to put the word best on the second line. So I am going to cut those two separately. This will also make it a little bit easier and more manageable to work with this transfer, especially on this surface. I know, Lisa, I'm so excited about that 500 likes. I am so looking forward to talking to you later, too. Very fun, very exciting. I had my very first ever online Facebook party, and it was during that party where I was able to reach my goal of more than 500 likes. So the Facebook party was very fun. Got a great opportunity to kind of share the Chalk Couture products with my guests, but we did it in a really fun kind of party atmosphere. So if you'd like to learn more about what it's like to host your own Chalk Couture bash for you and a group of friends, just let me know. I'd be happy to share with you how we can make that happen for you. It's a great way to earn some free products too. So if you'd like to try to get some free products or discounted products, that would be a great way to do it. Tomorrow night, I have my very first fundraiser. Now I've been doing this company, I've been working with this company and being a designer now for over a year and a half, but I've been trying some new things that I've been really excited about. And those were some of the things that I tried recently was this Facebook party and then now this fundraising event. So there's a lot of ways in which you can work this business, and that's one of the things that I really love. I love teaching people about our products, but I also love mentoring women who want to start a business with Chalk Couture. So if that's something that's like resonating with you and you're thinking, hey, I kind of want to know what this thing is all about and could I do this? Feel free to let me know. Send me a message, and I'd be happy to share with you what I've learned so far. All right, so I think I've got all the words that I'm going to use. I'm going to put this part away because we're not going to use it right now. Just going to use these words. And so this was my plan here, folks. I have a little cheat sheet over here to remind me, but I thought I'd put strength up here. That seems like it's going to fit there really nicely. And then I think I want to do dream here and then big right there. What do you think? You're liking it so far? And then I think I want to do Be Your right here. That's going to fit there really nicely. Now this is galvanized tin there, but that's okay. We can definitely chalk right on that surface, so no worries. So Be Your Best, I think is going to go here. And then the last one is Find Your Greatness. So that's my plan. What do you think? All right, now, once we start moving, honestly, this is super, super fast to do. So the first thing that we want to do is just to make it easier when we go to put these transfers back on their backer sheets. Sorry, that was me. I just dropped my pens. I'm just going to write on the back what this word is. That's because we can put the transfers right back on these backer sheets, and this way I'll know which word goes on which backer. The other thing that is a good reason to write on the back is that one side of this transfer sheet is paper, which is the side I'm writing on. The other side is kind of a glossy surface. So the glossy surface is really where we want to put our transfer back on, because these are adhesive backed transfers. I think we talked a little bit about that a few minutes ago. But with the adhesive, we want to find your, right? That's what that says. Yeah, find your. We want to just make sure that we put it on the glossy side so that when we put the adhesive back down on the paper, it won't stick and ruin your transfer. And then this is greatness. So just writing on the back again, just to remind ourselves about which backer sheet these are going to go on. And now we're just going to start to take these transfers off the backer sheet. And before we put them down, we're just going to use our fuzzing cloth here to loosen the adhesive a little bit. So we're going to do what we call fuzz the transfer. So I'm just going to take my little cloth that I have here. This is one of our fuzzing cloths, but you can use any terry cloth towel surface. And I am going to use that just to loosen the adhesive a little. Again, the reason why we do that is so that when we go to pull up this transfer, we won't run the risk of stretching it. As you heard me say at the beginning, these are silkscreen transfers, and we want to make sure that we get to use these over and over again. And the way that we can ensure that we can use them over and over again is that we keep them from stretching. So that the little towel just kind of loosens that adhesive a little bit so that when we go put it down on the surface, we'll be easily able to pull it up. Now, I am not very particular in terms of where things go. In other words, I am not really too nervous about getting it all lined up perfectly. If you were and you wanted to, sorry, I had to go find a little stirrer stick here. If you did and you wanted to move this around and get it where you want it to go, absolutely you can do that. You can pick it right back up and reposition it whenever you need to. And now that I'm standing here a little, you can see a little bit better. So I'll move me out of the way here just a minute so that we can kind of see this whole project and line this up. There. Now, the other thing you'll see me do is I'm pressing down the transfer. And the reason I'm doing that is, again, I want to make sure there's no air bubbles so that when I do apply our chalk paste, that will have a nice, clean transfer. So I got to remember to fuzz each one, and we will do that for each piece. And then since we're going to use just a single color of chalk paste here, I can just do one, pull it off, and do the next one. Do one, pull it off, and then do the next one. Super easy. So we've got our Be Your Best. What have you all been doing today? Have you had some time to be able to spend with family on this Father's Day? I hope so. I know it was very nice to be able to spend time with my husband and our kids, two of our kids anyway, who are here with us together. And it was also really nice to have my husband's mother with us as well. So it was a wonderful day to spend some time with family and relax. Had a beautiful time this morning at Mass also. And Steve was recognized by our pastor, as were all the other fathers in the audience. And I think I want to bring this down just a tad so it's centered. Here we go. And then the last one. So like I said, this is one big transfer. I chose to break it up just to kind of fit this board, but you could have done it all in one big piece. And if you still wanted to do it in one big piece, you could absolutely do that. All right, so now these are here. The other thing, I'm going to move this out of the way here just so I can show you that I have a little water bath here next to me. So if you're wondering what's in this Pyrex dish here, it is just water. And why I have that here is because as I chalk each piece, I'm going to just put the transfer in water to let it be, and then we can clean it up with a little board eraser, and it'll be ready then to reuse again. So we're ready to get started. So again, just kind of making sure, giving it a little press. If you want to use your squeegee and pull it across the surface of the screen in one motion, just to make sure that you got all the air bubbles out, you can do that. So we can do that with each one here. Oh, and you can kind of hear a little crackling when there is an air bubble. So feel free to just go over it with your squeegee. Now the other thing is we don't want to go beyond the green area because then we will put chalk on the edges where we don't want it. The only place we want chalk is actually on the screened area. So if you're nervous about being close to the edge here on some of these, you can just put a little painter's tape or some of our placement tape. That would work as well. But let's start right at the top. So we put a little bit of chalk paste onto our squeegee. And then again, just being careful to make sure we don't go beyond our screen. And this one, we're not too worried because it is going right to the edge. That screen is. Some of the other ones might be a little tighter. So using the multi-tool when we get to those spaces, or using the mini squeegee might work really well. So I'll grab those two just in case we need them. And then we can be sure that we won't go past the screen area and get chalk paste where we don't want it. Now our chalk paste, when you're using this chalk paste on a chalkboard surface, it will go on wet as it is here and dry hard as this will as well. But with a chalkboard, if you want to change out your design, you can do it anytime by just washing off your board with a board eraser and some water. But when we're putting on a more permanent surface like wood, we won't have that capability. So just something to keep in mind. You can change out your designs with chalkboards, which are fun. And now here's the best part. Watch. We're going to peel the transfer back and reveal the word. Look at that. So perfect. So easy, right? That was the first word. Very cool. Now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put this into our water bath, sticky side down. And the reason why I put it sticky side down is so that the water will act as a barrier on that adhesive, so these other ones won't stick to each other. Let me grab, so this is our mini squeegee, and you can see this is kind of a nice perfect size for this really thin area. So I'm going to use that to do this next piece, just to give me a little bit more control and ensure that I don't go past that green area. Now you don't need very much, and as you can see, I've only dipped it in once so far. Got plenty of chalk paste here to work with. You do want to move fairly quickly in that you don't want your chalk paste to dry on your screen. So you want to spread your chalk paste over your area, take off the excess, and then pull up your transfer. So try not to dilly-dally too much. If you do, like I said, you're going to run the danger of having that chalk paste dry on your screen instead of on your board, whatever that surface is. All right, here we go. Look at that. Cool, huh? Isn't that cool? All right, so go ahead. We're just going to put this next piece down in the water and let it sit. Now these are big letters again, so you can definitely use the bigger squeegee here. Again, just watch those corners, those edges. And you can actually start with a little bit more chalk paste and then squeegee off the excess. So very fun. This is very relaxing. You know, one of the very first women who joined my team was a very busy mom and prosecutor. And she had a very stressful job. And she was looking for something that she could do that was just relaxing, something that she could do the comfort of her own home after maybe her kids had gone to bed, and even share this experience with her kids. As a matter of fact, last night I saw her doing a project live with her son, and together they were crafting a project for his dad as a gift. So, you know, lots of people start this business for lots of different reasons. You heard me say my son is in the military. That's actually what brought me to start with Chalk Couture. He was deployed to the Middle East, and I didn't want to spend all of my time really worrying about him or being really focused on that worry. So I need something to kind of take my mind off of that. And when I found out about Chalk Couture, I was super excited to give it a try. And as I said, first time I tried it, I was hooked. And I'll bet you will be too. So we're going to go back to our little mini squeegee here for this. And you can see now this is a little bit different surface. This is that galvanized tin. And you can use it on here as well. It's going to be a little easier in some ways because it's smoother than the wood surface. Now, by the way, I did take a minute to wax my surface before I chalked on it, and you can do that just really a couple minutes before you start your project. You know, it's just some natural finishing wax. You can get it at any hardware store or home store. And that just, again, just helps to protect my transfer so that I can have as much use out of this transfer. It just makes it easier for me to be able to pull up the design without having wood pieces stick to the adhesive part. So that's really the purpose for waxing a surface. Oops. Now I did go a little beyond, and that's all right because thankfully I was on the galvanized tin section, and that's going to be pretty easy to wipe up, that little extra. So it is going to be a little stickier than the wood. So just make sure when you pull it straight off like I am doing versus pulling it from a corner. That also will help protect your transfer so that it won't stretch. So, how are you liking it so far? Isn't this fun? I just think this is a great project for Father's Day. These are all the kinds of things that I think we think of when we think about kind of the advice that our fathers have given us over time. Be your best, be strong, dream big, right? Those are all great things to keep in mind, great things to remind ourselves of, and something I think that I'm going to be really happy here hanging on my wall behind me and just continuing to motivate me for doing my best and growing my business. So I really am very grateful for all of you that watch my lives and that comment, that share about my business to your friends. That means so much to me, and I'm so appreciative for every one of you that does that. I have really been blessed by this business. I have learned so much really about myself, and really I have really grown in my desire to help other women find satisfaction through the things that they create, both with our products and with our business opportunity. So that's really the thing that drives me and motivates me the most. And if all that sounds kind of intriguing to you and you want to learn more about it, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I also would encourage you to, if you haven't yet, become a member of my Style Innovators community. That is a community that I put together for women who want to do just what I said, really kind of get inspired and motivated by one another, and give you some ideas about how you can create a beautiful life and a beautiful home with our products and our business. So if you're interested, please feel free to check that out. If you want information on where to join, just go ahead and type in VIP in the comments, and I will be sure to get you the link so that you can join. You should also be able to find it on my Facebook business page as well. But if you have any problems locating it, you just let me know. But it is a free group, doesn't cost anything to be a part of that community, and hopefully you'll find that you'll get some great tips, lots of encouragement and motivation, and some project ideas, and then of course, you know, I have some specials for some of my peeps in there, so I'd love to have you be a part. So just go ahead and type in VIP, and I will know that's the group that you want to be a part of, and I will make sure you get the link. So there we go. we are almost done with this project. And what's one of the nicest things about this is they are very easy and quick to do. And as I said, we can just wash up in just minutes. I'm just loving this, you know. This reminds me so much of the signs that you go into the stores to see and buy, but you have no control over the colors or even the words. And what's awesome about this particular transfer and our transfers in general is you can mix and match. You can choose the colors that you like best that are going to complement your home. Very cool. And if you're anything like me, if you love the chalkboard surfaces and you love kind of changing out your decor for the seasons, then you will just love using our chalk paste, because as I mentioned, you can erase these once you're done, and if you want to change it out and put a new design on it for the next season, you can. You don't have to buy a new surface. All you need to do is wash off the chalk paste and voila. Now, since we're putting chalk paste on this wood, it's not going to wash off, so there's no reason to worry, unless if you're planning to put this sign outside, then you'll want to do something like seal it with an acrylic spray or something like that. But if this is just going somewhere in your home or you're giving it as a gift to someone, you don't have to worry about sealing it. This is not going to come off at all on this wood. So that's it. We are done. We're going to put this last piece, pull up and reveal that last word. Look at that. How awesome. And put this last piece here in the water bath. And that is it. So what do you think? I'm so loving this sign. I can't wait to hang it up in my office and just remind myself to stay strong and dream big. So if you're like me and you just love dreaming big, be sure to stop in, say hi, come back to join me when I do another project. And if you're curious about how it is you can get your hands on this transfer, I will put a link up to my website after we finish here, along with the ordering information for this transfer and all the materials that I used. So if you want to grab this transfer and make it yourself, you absolutely can. If you have any questions or you need any help along the way, that's what I'm here for. I want to be your go-to designer, and as such, that means I am going to make sure that you have all the information you need so that you can create something beautiful that you're going to be really excited about as well. So again, thanks so much for joining. If you're watching this on the replay, it's great to have you. Be sure to say hi as well, and let me know if you have any projects in mind that you'd like me to try or show the next time I go live. I'd love to hear it. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one, and happy Father's Day.